2020 marks the 45th NFL season for the Seattle Seahawks, and the team is ready to hit the road this weekend to kick things off against the Atlanta Falcons. What's going on, 12's Jackie Montgomery with your Week 1 game preview. Seahawks football is almost here. Can you feel it? Well, with no real football for this team since January, the players and coaches are more excited than ever.
It's really fun. You can feel the energy and everybody, the coaches, everybody in the building, the players for sure. You know, it's and for a lot of guys, it's their first NFL game ever, and so they're all pumped up about it. We're it's really important to us to watch those guys and see that they don't get too hyped or whatever. They need to stay in the kind of pocket that we need to stay in. So, but there's a lot of excitement about it, and this is, I think even more anticipation in a sense because we've had so little football, over the course of the off season, and also there's a big build-up. Looking forward to it, and it's going to be a much different experience than we normally see on the road. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited to get out there and hit something and actually kind of be live. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's unknown. You don't know how it's going to be. You got to provide your own energy. But we're going on the road anyway, so we didn't expect the crowd to be on our side anyway. So I think it's going to be fun, and I'm excited for what this year is going to bring.
Last season, the Falcons' rush offense ranked 30th in the league, barely averaging 85 yards per game. This offseason, the team addressed that, signing 2017 Offensive Player of the Year, Todd Gurley. Last year, while with the LA Rams, the two-time All-Pro saw his reps limited due to a nagging knee injury, resulting in the least amount of touches and rushing yards since entering the league. But he's still effective with the ball in his hands, scoring 14 total touchdowns.
We've played Todd, every year since I've been here, so we know what to expect from him. It doesn't matter what jersey he's wearing. He's a great back. I definitely feel like he's going to open up, whether it's in the pass game, run game, they're going to use him all over the field just because he's that talented. So we just have to be ready as far as tackling. That's our job. So no matter what happens, we'll be ready.
It's got to be reach your keys and get to the ball and tackle really well. We didn't get the chance to tackle much in the offseason. However, we've tackled our whole lives, and so we know what to do. And so he's going to get his carries. I know that he's on a mission as far as leaving the Rams, going back home. He wants to make a good first impression, and so do we. And so it's going to be a good, fun battle like we always have with him.
We've had some experience with running back Gurley. He's been very, in our division, playing him twice a year. He's been very effective, very strong, very explosive. There's no question about they've been doing a great job of mixing up the running pass very well. But as far as the main thing, Gurley is a guy that you have to know where he is at all times.
Well, they've added some good players, and they've when you add Todd Gurley to your team, that can really affect the complexion and style of your play. He's been a dominant football player. And Hayden Hurst is a really good player too. They had a good tight end last year in Hooper, but Hayden looks every bit the same, and they add a really good element after you might have thought they lost something. So, and we're seeing Matt Ryan, and so this is a really skilled, quality offensive football team to deal with, and I know they'll be fired up on defense too. Danny will have them all jacked up, so it's going to be a really tough matchup.
Not much has changed in the passing game for the Falcons, which ranked third in the NFL last year, averaging almost 294 passing yards per game. Quarterback Matt Ryan enters his 13th season, and he'll have his leading receivers Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley to throw to. Last time the Seahawks played the Falcons, Jones had a monster game with 10 catches for 152 yards.
He's just, he's an amazing wide receiver. The first thing you notice is his speed, his route running. They move him around a little bit to try to create different matchups, as any offensive coordinator should when they have a weapon like that. So he's a guy that we have to understand where he's at, understand that he's going to get the ball, and, we have to do our best to make sure that he doesn't get the ball, and when he does get the ball, minimize the yards that he does make. So obviously he's a guy that we're going to keep an eye on for sure.
They move him all over the place, and there's not a route that he cannot run. There's not a ball he cannot catch. And so every play, where's he at? Where's number 11? And you got to have your antennas up. Him and Matt Ryan have great chemistry, but we have great secondary and great linebackers. And so we got a good game plan, and we just got to slow him down.
Looking at the Falcons' defense, the team added an edge rusher in Dante Fowler after the team ranked near the bottom of the league in sacks last season. The former first-round pick is coming off his most productive season yet, recording 11.5 sacks, 6 passes defended, and 2 forced fumbles.
You know, Fowler's one of the best in the game. You know, he knows how to rush the passer. You know, I think he's gotten me once or twice before, and so he knows how to do it for sure. You know, they have obviously Grady too as well, and they got so many guys tax over there. I mean, they you know, Coach Quinn does a great job with those defensive linemen and really getting those guys moving and doing all the things they do. You know, so them adding, you know, Fowler is a big addition for sure. You know, he's a great football player, one of the best in the game. And so we're going to have a tough challenge ahead of us for sure, but we'll be ready to roll, and I think our offensive line will do a great job.
When it comes to the Seahawks offense, we'll see some new faces up front protecting Russell Wilson. The QB also has new weapons to work with, whether he's throwing to new tight end Greg Olsen or handing the ball off to running back Carlos Hyde.
When you give him the compliments that he has, and you add a guy like Greg Olsen, who's a veteran in a weird year, right? We all know this is a unique year. A veteran guy like that gets it. You can get ready to play. You can feel good about your plan and the understanding of what we're trying to do. DK's been outstanding. You know, we're just expecting huge things from him this year. Year 2, work ethic like none other. I mean, he's just a special talent, just working like crazy. Of course, Russ and Tyler, it's not going to take them very long. And, you know, getting Phil Dorsett has been great for us as well. Another speed element, a guy that can really run. And you go on and on. I mean, you look at the rest of the tight ends, you know, playing all those guys, Dis and Hollister, and then Demo, you know, the things that Demo can do. We're really, really excited. And, again, we feel like, you know, teams will have a plan of trying to stop certain guys, and we feel like we have plenty of people that can create matchups for us.
We're excited about playing ball, and obviously I think we can score a lot of points. And we got playmakers, Greg Olsen, and as a new addition. You know, Carlos as a new addition too as well, and then obviously all the guys that we've had in the past with Tyler, DK. We asked, you know, obviously Phil Dorsett's come to a team too as well. You know, Chris Carson makes all the plays. You know, he can do anything and everything. So we're excited about our team and what we can do. Disley's back healthy. Hollister's still making plays, and so it's gonna be a fun year.
As for Wilson himself, he is coming off one of the most accurate and productive seasons of his young career, but he thinks his best years are still to come.
Well, I feel like I'm just beginning. You know, I think my knowledge of the game, you know, I've always worked at that. You know, I think my timing, the footwork, you know, I want to be able to do it all, to be honest with you. You know, coming into this offseason, I've done tons of studying, tons of film work of guys in the present and past, of myself. Just of everything that I've tried to do is just continue to learn the game and try to find new ways to do new things. And so you know, I think for me, you know, I always want to be known as one of the most clutch players to ever play this game. I also want to be known as I always tell you guys the greatest winner. But also I want to be known as one of the smartest guys on the field too. You know, every time, you know, you think about guys like Peyton Manning, and stuff like that. I've been able to spend some time just kind of learning and just trying to study as much as I can. So it's been that's been great. I think also too is just as I try to spend time with these guys and try to really get to know the younger receivers in particular, just trying to fully invest in them in their careers as much as I can, because I'm just beginning, and they are too. You know, but for me, I feel like I'm just getting started. I feel like I'm not even, at 50, 60, 70% capacity yet, and so that's the fun part. That's the part I get excited about, and got a lot more years ahead of me. And so it's just staying consistent. I always tell you guys, Bobby and I always talk about it. Don't get bored of consistency. Just stay consistent, stay on it, play with an edge.
Well, the Seahawks have won 3 out of the last 4 regular season meetings against the Atlanta Falcons, and they'll be looking to add to that win column on Sunday. Well, kickoff is set for 10 a.m. Pacific. You can watch it live on Q13 Fox or listen to it on the Seahawks Radio Network.